guys, welcome back to another layout. Let's start off by saying how awesome was last week. Our giveaway in conjunction with KAISERCRAFT Obsessions and my 800 subscriber hop just absolutely blew me away. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And Cass and Sharks, thank you so much for your support. It is amazing. Now, today I decided to pull out it's a 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad. It's not, I nearly said 6 by 6 then, but it's not. It's 6.5 by 6.5, which threw me off a little bit because I've never bought a 6.5 by 6.5 before. So I had to trim it down, but that's okay. So I'm just going with a standard block format, I suppose you would say. It's just two blocks diagonally, and to sort of see how it's not working for me, that's because it's still got ½ an inch extra on it and it's too much. So it took me till then to realise, hello Karen, there's too much on there. So I started this Friday afternoon and I had so much going on social media that I was really sidetracked. But this come together. I was quite impressed the fact that the idea in the back of my head sort of came through, which was good. So I'm just gluing these down with a glue stick. Odd. I never use a glue stick, but unless I'm, giving myself some wiggle room. So I did that, and the reason I did that is because I wanted to sew the 4 squares together with my sewing machine. Sorry, my voice feels weird this morning. It's like I've strained my voice or something. It is so bizarre, really bizarre. So if my voice sort of goes a little high pitched or something, just put it down to, I don't know, changing the weather maybe, I don't know. But boy, is it hot here in Queensland. Holy Moses. It is, I don't do heat, okay? So for any of my newbies around here, while I'm scrapping this layout, which is super simple, I'm going to have a waffle. I waffle on sometimes and I go on a bit of a squirrel tangent, but what I actually did is I fussy cut one of these 6 by 6, 6.5 by 6.5 sheets, and I loved the gold foil accents, and I thought, well, quite often all I do is buy just the paper pad or just a couple of sheets of a collection or something like that. And I cut these ones out and they looked so good, and I thought they're perfect because they're Australian leaves. Like the leaves I'm putting on there, they're gum leaves. You know what I mean? So it totally worked for the fact that I'm in Australia. I'm Australian, mate. So yeah, I'm drinking cold water, by the way. I should probably get a straw. It would probably make this less noisy. I have ice in my cup. I have one of these tumblers. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen them. If you're an Aussie, I got mine from Coles, and you can also get them I've seen them in Spotlight. They're cups that keep your cold drinks cold for 20 hours cold or 10 hours hot. They work. It's Decor brand. This is not sponsored. There is no kickbacks. This cup has been the best cup ever. Totally washable, all the parts. Keeps your, I can put ice in it now and there will still be ice in it this afternoon. So it's awesome. Absolutely love this cup. It does come with a straw, but I usually just drink it, and hence the ice. Hear the ice? Sorry about that. If you're in winter at the moment, I apologise. That's probably mean. But those of us here in Australia, our winter has long gone. I did enjoy our last little burst last week of cool days, but boy oh boy, summer has arrived. We sort of have 2 seasons in Queensland. If you're a Queenslander, tell me, what do you reckon? We got 2 seasons. We might get a couple of weeks of winter. This year we actually had a good 6 to 8 weeks of decent temperatures, I have to say. I was pretty impressed. But I love my Queensland. Love my cane toads. Not really. But yeah, this heat, it kills me every year. Now, all I'm doing is cutting out another one of the gold foiled sheets, and I'm using my CM punches. They're not exactly the right size, but in my mind, I've got baubles. I saw this page and I thought, you know, your baubles that you put on your Christmas tree, I thought that's what I want sort of hanging, because the photo is obviously of my husband, and he decided that he was going to dress himself as a Christmas tree. And to say that it wasn't the funniest thing ever, it was quite amusing. We had a great chuckle over, we were being completely ridiculously stupid, but yeah, it was pretty funny. And this was back when we only had one child, so this photo was taken quite some years ago, but that's okay. So all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a good mix of the foiled circles. See, I ended up resorting to just trimming them myself. The key to trimming, I don't know if there's really a key to trimming, fussy cutting, whatever you want to call it. I have had the most success with the Tim Holtz scissors. Now, these are the mini snips, and they're wonderful. Like, the handles are flexible, so for someone like me that has arthritis in all my joints, I have rheumatoid arthritis, which is like inflammatory, which is just awful, of which has decided it wants to play up because the weather's getting warmer. Aren't I just so happy about that? So I tried sort of just going with the punch, but it was just a bit too big. The thing I did notice is when I put it on the white background, you couldn't really see the outside line, and it sort of just gave it a point of difference. So I did leave some of them with the little white outside line on it. Now, when I say white, I use that term like, I think it's like an off-white. This is a KAISERCRAFT. Let me tell you what I'm actually using. Do you want to know what I'm using? Jeez. It's Tuesday morning. All I can say is it has been a whirlwind 48 hours. Let me tell you. Life's been cray-cray. Okay, KAISERCRAFT Emerald Eve 6.5 by 6.5 paper pad. That's the paper pad I'm using. So that's where I got all of this, all except for the title. That's where I got this from. The whole lot came from there. And I just went through and just sort of fussy cut out some bits and pieces. Like you can see me slightly off screen there. I struggle with this. For some reason my camera's backed out a little bit. I will have to fix that before I start scrapping today. Because, just saying, it's too far out for my liking. You don't want to see my desk. You want to see what I'm actually scrapping. Apologies for that. I will fix it. There is a slightest likelihood that the next video is going to be the same. And now I look up. I know what's happened. My husband did it. Darren gets the blame for it. What can I say? He was playing around with it the other day. We were trying to have a fiddle to figure out a better way for me to... Sorry, my phone's vibrating on the side there. I apologise. I did manage to make it silent today, though. I did remember that. What else can I tell you? I've got some super cool things coming up. In December, I have actually ordered from, and I think they're all sold out. I'll have to check with Cass and Jacques, but I think maybe they had one left. If not, they're all sold out. KAISERCRAFT Obsessions does an advent calendar. I'm going to say every year. That may be presumptuous for next year because they're going to have a baby. But what they do is they create 24 presents, scrapbook relating presents. And Cass wraps them all up. numbers them all, and sends it to you. And it's literally an advent calendar. I don't actually know what's in there. So it's going to be really fun. Let me know if you've watched this video all the way to this point. Let me know if you would prefer, because I'm going to do, you know how you can see YouTube shorts? I'm thinking I might do YouTube shorts or Facebook shorts as I'm unwrapping them. And then I'll just release one each day so you can see what I've got. What do you reckon? Does that sound cool? I think it sounds pretty fun. And that way you'll see what kind of value is inside this advent calendar. And maybe next year you might decide that you would like to get one for yourself. And initially I was a little bit sort of scared to do it because I thought, oh, what if they're products that I would never use? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something I would never use. But then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? It's a good way of pushing me out of my comfort zone if it is something that I would normally never use. Because what's wrong with that? What's wrong with having someone push you outside your comfort zone? The other thing I wanted to mention is I want to actually, there's a couple of new, I'm going to call them series. I'm going to do a series of them. And it's going to be something that I'm doing in 2023. And it's definitely something you can get on board with, no matter your scrapbooking ability and no matter what you have in your collection. So some people call it, for the new people here to my channel, welcome, hi, don't forget to subscribe and like and leave me a comment and all that sort of fun stuff at the end if you haven't subscribed or whatever. But the other thing I want to do is I want to let you know that what I create, even though my pages can sometimes look really, really busy and really full on and hard, they're not. If you break it down and you find the element that you like, because I know sometimes we all get to a point on our pages where we go, all right, it's done, but is it really done? I don't know if it looks completely finished. You know, we all get to that point. And then you sort of have the, do I add one more thing or do I need to take something off? You know, that kind of process. I have that sort of brain process myself. And yeah, so, oh, by the way, the pen I'm using there is a MARTE Adult Colouring In Duo Marker. And the colour just went well with the green in the writing. So that's the pen I'm using. So there's not a lot else to explain. The other part was Creative Memories Classy Mini Stickers in Emerald Green. That's the only thing you need to know. The rest of this can be us just chitty-chatting. So what have you guys got planned for this week? Anything exciting? Let me know. What's happening in your neck of the woods? I know down south, believe it or not, 62 days in now and they are still flooding. So fresh flooding. Here's a little trick that I thought of the other day and I thought, why did I not think of this before now? It's one of those, why did I not think of it? Duh. This is tracing paper. Okay, I've mentioned this a lot and I use, it's just MARTE, it's a MARTE tracing paper pad. That's all it is. It was like $5. Cost you next to nothing. Now, I thought about it and I thought, why don't I just sit this on top of a piece of lined paper and that will give me my straight lines that I'm looking for. Instead of trying to fuss around and get the stickers straight without getting my head in the shot of the camera. No one needs to see my grey hair. But, like, I don't know why didn't I think of this? What is wrong? I don't know why. Sometimes I amaze myself and I go, what were you thinking, girl? That is like the easiest thing on the planet to do. Everyone can buy some tracing paper or use your waxed paper, or in this situation, the reason I'm using the tracing paper is because these stickers, when they go down, they're down. I did manage to move them a little bit, but once these stickers go down, you want them to stay down. Now, see, I'm just moving them around a little tiny bit. The little tool that I'm using there is a Creative Memories multi-purpose tool. You can use it to place your stickers down perfectly. The tip of it's quite flexible. I absolutely love this tool. I know there's a plethora of different things you can use, but I've got to tell you, CM were onto something when they made this tool, because I've only just replaced this tool and my other one was nearly 20 years old. And the only reason I had to replace it was because my daughter, God love her, and anyone who knows the daughter I'm talking about will laugh, insert laughing right now. She breaks everything she touches. She's like her father. She has to know how things work. She's got a very engineering brain, and she has to bend things, flick things, pull things apart. She's just got to do it. And her theory was she wanted to know why the tip was so flexible, but the rest of it wasn't. Now, being a child, obviously, she didn't process the fact that clearly the plastic's thinner at one end and it's a wedge. But she broke the tip off my blinking multi-purpose tool. So I had to buy another one. Money well spent, trust me. Before my day's end, I assure you I will buy another one, because they are so handy. If you remember to pick it up and use it and get it in your line of sight to use regularly, you won't use your tweezers as much as you think you need to. Anyway, but I digress. So, what am I up to this week? This week I have a plan to do 6 layouts this week. So that's, when I say 6 layouts in a week, I do 6 videoed and voiceovered layouts that I load up every single week. So if you're new to my channel and you think, oh, she doesn't really have that many videos, well, I just want to give you a bit of the backstory. So I've been scrapbooking for just shy of 20 years. And I absolutely love this craft. I have so many ideas in my head all the time. Oh, this is my bundle of bits and bobs that's just in one box. I'm looking specifically for something. Aha, found them. These are epoxy, 1-inch epoxy stickers, clear epoxy stickers. This is how you can make your own flare. Now, when it comes to flare buttons, sometimes they're a bit thick, and sometimes, like there, I want to cut them, and they don't always cut very easily. I bought these off eBay. I honestly do not have a link for them, because have a look for these online, because I can tell you now, these things are so good. If you want to highlight something on your page, or you want some shine on your page, I know the foil is already shiny, but these dots on top, it really makes it look like a domed ball. I know that the glare is a bit annoying here, but then I come in with a bit of glossy accents. I put that over a few of the different elements on the page, more the star elements that were on the page, just to make them twinkle. That's my theory. It's a twinkle. So hopefully I haven't waffled enough that you guys have given up on me. Hopefully I do want to give you a shameless plug. This little channel and our little Facebook group, the link is in the description, and pop on over. That's where I put up close-up photos of each layout. So you can zoom right in on it and you can see exactly how I did it, what it looks like up close. And here is an up close on the video for you. Super simple layout. See how the epoxy dots, see how it just makes it look like it's a dome? I love it. And there's my husband being silly, being a Christmas tree. And the foil, I just love those foil. I just couldn't make them work as much. Now, I put the title on the tracing paper and just tore around it, and it looks awesome. And there's the stitching in and around the layout that you can see in the T section. Just adds a bit of interest, but because it's a similar color, it's not in your face, it's not a contrast. and a bit of pen work around the outside. I really love doing that little extra bit of pen work. It just sometimes makes the page pop. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I truly, truly appreciate it. And yeah, I will be back tomorrow with another layout to share with you. I do have a few layout shares going up this week, between this week and next week. So you can check those out, and there's videos for all of them. Thanks heaps, guys. Chat to you soon. Bye.